Talofa, or hello. My name is Nicole Hyde, and I will be presenting Siva Samoa. I'll be talking about the music and dance of Samoa. I chose this topic because I am half Samoan, or as Samoans will call it, Afakasi, which means half. I also chose this topic because I have seen the Siva done at many parties throughout my life, from graduations to first birthday parties to even funerals. The music origins of Siva come from the Samoa Islands. Samoa is located between Hawaii and New Zealand. They consist of two large islands to the west and surrounding smaller islands to the east. After World War II, the eastern half of the islands became part of U.S. territory and also became known as American Samoa. After 1962, the western half of the islands gained independence from New Zealand and became known as Western Samoa. The estimated population of all the islands are about 220,000 people. The total land mass altogether is only about 2.5 times larger than Hong Kong. Siva music and dance. Siva literally means dance in Samoan. There are many types of Siva, but today we'll be focusing on two. The first one is the Tauluka. It is the last dance of a performance, also a grand finale, if you will. It is a group performance with a solo female dancer. Traditionally, the dancer would be a high chief's daughter. A single drum beat will accompany the group of singers in the background. The second dance is the sasa, also known as the slap clap dance. Traditionally only performed by men, but presently performed by both men and women. The seated performers clap together and sing accompanied by percussion instruments. Before European influence, traditional music was on important events passed through hymns and songs. Before European contact, there was no record of written language. So traditions, beliefs, and important dates were passed on from generation to generation through song. After European contact, songs were altered to align with Christian beliefs, and the way they were sang was changed to choir-like form. The instruments used in a Siva performance traditionally is just a pate, which is a hollowed out drum made from a tree trunk. It produces a loud, distinct sound when hit with a stick. Villagers would use it to warn other villages when a high chief is leaving their village to visit another. That way, villagers would be ready to greet their high chief when he arrives. The second instrument is a fala, which is a rolled up mat that is also hit with sticks. In the image, you would see to the right is the pate and to the left is the fala. After European influence, a cielo was introduced. It is a stringed instrument made of a broomstick attached to a large box or object, and it is plucked to sound like a bass guitar. Also, a ukulele was introduced, which is a small guitar-like instrument that has 4 strings. In Hawaii, you would know the ukulele to be the ukulele. It is the same instrument. And in the image, you see the woman trying to pluck the cielo. Traditional Siva attire for the women, the group singers in the back will most likely be wearing a puladasi, which is a two-piece outfit consisting of a short sleeve top and a skirt bottom. The main performer would be wearing a iyo tanga mat held up with a tapa sash. On her neck, she would wear a necklace made out of boar tusks or whale teeth. The headdress she is adorned with is made out of pearls, shells, mother of pearls, and feathers. The modern day headdresses you may see instead of of pearl replaced with mirrors. On her arm, she also wears boar tusks or whale teeth. On her wrist, she wears bracelets made out of turtle shell. The men will be seen in lavas, which is a fabric that is wrapped around their waist. You could also see a man wearing a tapa sash with feathers attached to his abdomen. He also might wear a sash with feathers as a headband. And he also wears the necklace made of boar husk or whale teeth. Both performers have red paint on their cheeks and are also covered in coconut oil. It is supposed to show the importance of the performers. The aesthetics of this dance and music, it is always performed in Samoan language. It is performed in a 4/4 and or a 2/4 tempo composed for the single and group performances. There is always a percussion beat and singers either in a group or solo. The audience for the Siva traditionally were just villagers in Samoa. And also the high chiefs would have their daughters performed during special times of the year. Nowadays, you can see a performance at Polyfest or Flag Day. It is when they gather either all in New Zealand or Australia and even in America. It's a gathering of the Samoan culture where they have food and they also have a Tualanga dance competition where many groups from all around compete to outdo each other. The performance can last for hours, but it's worth seeing them perform and share their culture with everyone. You can also see it at a cultural center. In Hawaii, we have one called Polynesian Culture Center, and they have an exhibit called the Island of Samoa. But most likely, if you know someone who is Samoan or are involved in the Samoan culture, you will see these dances performed at many family parties or large gatherings. My first example is of the Taulunga Siva is a performance from Polyfest in Auckland, New Zealand. My second example is a example that you will see more commonly in this modern time if you have, like I said, a Samoan friend or are involved in the Samoan culture. This dance is what I would see throughout my life when going to a large family party, whether it be a funeral or a first baby party. It was also known to me as the money dance. A single female performer would come out and she would perform her Siva. Music would be playing in the background, Siva music, but modern Siva music. So no pate, no fala. It would be modern, so it would have acoustics and synthesizers, But like I said, the woman would come out and she would dance, and surrounding her would be her family. The women will make a circle and they would do their siva around her, and the men would jump in and they would do their siva, which looks like the slap dance. It was really exciting. And then that's when everyone comes around and they throw money to you as a, they shower you with money as a form of respect. The second example that I have for everyone is the Sasa Siva, which is also a clap dance. In the example, it is an ensemble that is in Western Samoa, and it's a group of only men. They sit down and they do the Sasa. And in the back, you can see the pate being played. The future for Samoan Siva music. Traditional Siva music will always be alive and well if there is Polyfest and Flag Day. The competition of performing traditionally and having the traditional instruments of the pate and the fala really help keep that tradition alive and well. It's the same thing as how Merry Monarch keeps traditional hula alive and well. Even though in Samoa you'll hear mostly Western music being played in the radio, when you go to parties and when you are involved in the culture, you still hear traditional music and you still hear people singing the traditional music along with modern music, but they still have a balance of keeping their traditions alive. In Samoa, they have a saying, it's called Siva Samoa, which is the Samoan way of life. And I think that plays a big part in keeping their traditional music and their roots relevant in these modern times. So even though it may be a little bit altered from pre-European contact, it's still very relevant to see the performance and the culture remain true to their traditional roots. Thank you for listening to my presentation today. I hope that I intrigued your mind in some Samoan music and culture. If you ever see a flyer for Samoan Flag Day, which is usually held in Gay Lagoon, I hope that you have a chance to go. The Taulunga competitions are very powerful in person compared to on the video. Just to see and hear the music and see the unison of the dancers and the singers are a very powerful experience compared to watching it on the video. But I hope that you all have enjoyed this and have a great evening. Fa.